Hello Virgo Sun sign and Virgo Ascendant. This is your forecast for the month of August 2016. And this month you've got a lot of activity in your 12th house. So the 12th house has to do with the sign Pisces, or it's home to the sign Pisces. And so you've got the Sun and Venus to start the month off going through the 12th house. And you've also got a new moon occurring on August 2nd in the 12th house. So let's talk about this real briefly. This is definitely a time when you need to hit the brakes, okay? And that might be hard for you. Virgos like to be moving along, getting things done. They tend to be perfectionists and the workaholics of the zodiac, and so you enjoy being productive. This month, it's not about that. It might feel hard for you to slow down, but you know, Pisces is the opposite sign of Virgo. And again, this might feel awkward to you, but the 12th house is definitely taking time to get some rest. In my view anyway, it's a very spiritual energy, so it's a fantastic time to do any kind of spiritual pursuit, however you define that. But journaling your thoughts and feelings, looking for the bigger purpose of your life, or learning the lessons in your life, studying spiritual subjects, taking time to meditate, maybe time to connect with people of a like spiritual mind. It's definitely a time to take part in what I call connecting with source energy. It's a time where you need to have some sacred alone time, again, just to rest yourself and to replenish your spirit. So make sure that you're doing that. I'm going to say this again, it's really not a time to be charging forward in your life, and if you try to do that, things won't go as well as you would like them to go. You can feel like you're spinning your wheels. You're really meant to rest. Another thing that this is about is also thinking deeply about how your life is going. In a sense, it's like a report card period for you. You know, like, how are my plans going? How am I feeling about them? So you might need to edit your plans, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's better to edit them than to keep going in the wrong direction. Now, also on August 2nd, you do have a new moon, but also I was going to say you have Mars going into your 4th house of home and family. So let me say this. So the 12th house, again, is the house of Pisces, and the 4th house is home to the sign Cancer. So you've got a lot of water sign energy. So what does that mean? You're very intuitive. You're very emotional. Two things that Virgos typically do not trust. So you're definitely meant to not be so analytical, to trust your gut, to explore your intuitive side. And it's also, with Mars going into the 4th, it's definitely a time to nurture yourself. And I'm going to say this, Mars can represent anger, frustration, and you can feel more easily frustrated and just angry about things in general. And going into the 4th house of home and family, it can say that you can take out your anger on your family. So just be aware of that. It can mean that you're angry at a family member, but the big thing is processing emotions and regaining a sense of balance emotionally. Now, on August 10th, Mercury makes a trine aspect to Pluto. And so you got Mercury in your 1st house, Pluto in your 5th house. So this is really good stuff. So here's why. Mercury is the ruler, the planetary ruler of the sign Virgo. So it's in your own sign, it's in the 1st house, and it's making a trine to Pluto in the 5th house, which means your mind is razor sharp this month. Okay? So I will say, use it or lose it. Your ability to solve problems, or to troubleshoot, to look at a process in your life and to transform it to where you're getting better results, is off the charts powerful. Okay? Again, this is tricky because this is going to make you very analytical, but the main theme of your chart is to trust your gut. So if you can balance, in a sense, right brain, left brain, or the intellect and the intuitive side, that's the big goal. But don't give too much power just to the intellect, okay? Or I see you being frustrated this month. Okay, now August 13th, Saturn goes direct. Saturn's in your 4th house. It's in your 4th house of home and family. This is a tough position. All positions of Saturn actually are tough, but it's tough because it's in an angular house. And the 4th house is called an angular house, and again, it represents home and family. So just in general, Saturn in the 4th. It can mean a few of the following, perhaps all of the following. You don't like where you live. You don't like your house. You don't like your neighborhood. You're tired of it. There's some issue going on with a family member, some problem going on with a family member. This can indicate a parent. So maybe you're not connecting with them. Maybe they've got a health problem and it's concerning you. The big thing about this is that you yourself can feel unworthy. You can feel in some way like you're not good enough. You can just be really hard on yourself, and that's really the wiring of Virgo in general, but this is even more so to that degree of just like overdoing it. So, and then you got Saturn retrograde. It's even worse. It's like to the 2nd power. So when Saturn goes direct, what I would say for you is how you feel about yourself, and any negative feelings and criticisms you have for yourself have just been in your face, front and center, making you miserable to a certain degree and holding you back. The 4th house is the house of motherhood. This isn't about making you miserable. It's just like, hey, you've got some issues. You've got some belief systems within yourself that need to be healed. So it's really a great time to go through in some kind of counseling. Again, I think it's great for journaling, sorting through issues in your life. Saturn shows me wherever it goes, where you're weak, where you need to be stronger. And your faith in yourself, and really this can say your faith in yourself has been so deeply wounded, and there can be like things from your childhood that are needing to be healed. So look at it as not a pain in the butt, which it can feel that way, but look at it as an opportunity to finally deal with it. I'm going to face it. I'm not going to suffer any longer. I'm going to process it, learn the lesson, and move on. Okay, now Venus on August 17th makes a trine aspect to Pluto. So Venus goes into your 1st house, making that trine aspect to Pluto. And I want to say this, Venus going through the 1st house in your own sign is fabulous because it indicates that you'll find it easier than usual to approve of yourself. So I was just talking about you not approving of yourself. I would say right now in your life, or the first part of this month, you're going to find it easier than usual to see what's wrong with yourself in your life. But when this point comes along, when Venus goes through your 1st house and then makes a trine to Pluto, this is definitely about you looking at your life and yourself in a much more balanced manner. So you're looking at ways in which you yourself have accomplished some good things, what makes you a worthy and good person. So it's all about balance. None of us are perfect, and Virgo is a sign that tends to be afflicted with feeling a need to be perfect and flawless. So you're healing yourself this month in a major way. Okay, now let's see. There's a lunar eclipse on August 18th, and that's an Aquarius in your 6th house. Okay, so the 6th house is the house of Virgo. Okay, so it has to do with your daily routine and your work. Okay, and I'm going to give you the positive and the negative potentials of this. There can be some kind of big problem or even a crisis in your work, and it's going to require you first and foremost not to be overly emotional. Full moons can make you more emotional, more passionate, and you can, maybe do things impulsively that you shouldn't. You get in an argument with someone at your job and you walk out, or something drastic like that. So this is definitely saying don't do that. Take a deep breath, think about things. It can really push you to think about things that aren't pleasing you in your work and work toward making things better or finding something new as far as your work goes. And the positive, a new opportunity in work. It can definitely indicate, again, the blending of left brain, right brain. So it can definitely say that, again, if there's a problem in your work, you're going to be able to intuitively figure things out if you take the time to look within yourself. Okay, so your intuition again this month is off the charts powerful, but the classic problem with Virgos is they simply don't trust their instincts. It doesn't make logical sense, and intuition does not make logical sense. Give it a chance. Research your intuition and just see where it leads you is my advice. So that concludes your forecast for the month of August, and I'd like to say that this has been a general forecast for the sign of Virgo. If you'd like something more in depth and personalized, please check out my information down below. Check out my website, click on the contact form and contact me, and I can definitely look at your life much more in depth, okay? And also, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. Have a great month. Bye-bye.